When I was reborn, my Uncle Nathan had already been drugged. Emily, I'm so hot. His warm breath brushed against my earlobe. This time, I didn't let things go wrong again. I knocked on the door of his beloved, Grace Cooper. In my past life, I had fallen for my uncle, even though we weren't blood related. Fueled by alcohol and impulse, even though I knew he was calling out Grace's name, I still gave in to his demands. The next day, after someone caught us, Nathan had no choice but to marry me. On our wedding day, Grace went hiking to clear her mind but accidentally fell off a cliff. Near death, she sent Nathan one last text. If I could, I'd want to be reborn as your daughter. Even if we can't be together, I could accompany you through old age. Nathan stared at that message silently all night. But during our honeymoon, he pushed me off the same cliff. I clung to the edge, begging him to pull me up, but he laughed cruelly, pressing his foot on my hand and grinding it back and forth. Through his curses, I learned that he blamed me entirely for Grace's death. When I opened my eyes again, I saw Nathan lost in desire and confusion. I'm so hot, Emily, help me, I'm burning up. Under the influence of the aphrodisiac, Nathan's consciousness was hazy. His glossy red lips parted slightly, occasionally letting out soft moans filled with desire. The softness pressed against my arm made me realize I had been given a second chance. In my last life, overwhelmed by alcohol and impulse, I lost my reason to Nathan's whispers, crossed the forbidden line, and ultimately died at the bottom of that cliff. Now that I'm reborn, I refuse to repeat those mistakes. Grace was staying in the guest room on the second floor. The moment I knocked, I pushed Nathan into her arms. Uncle's drunk. He's been calling your name all night. After dropping that line, I turned and left, meeting Grace's complicated gaze. When I heard the door close behind me, I breathed a sigh of relief. In my past life, one careless thought forced Nathan to marry me, and Grace died falling off the cliff. Nathan hated me for it. To avenge Grace, he changed their honeymoon plans and pushed me off the same cliff. Even now, the fear of death still haunts me. This time, I let Nathan and Grace be together. The ending should be different, right? The next morning, when the servant woke me, I met Nathan's eyes as soon as I entered the dining room. Unlike the hopelessness in his eyes last time, this time his joy almost overflowed. Seeing me come down, he cleared his throat and lifted his hand from under the table, where he was holding Grace's fingers. Since everyone's here, I have an announcement. Grace and I have decided to get married. We'll let everyone know once the date is set. I'll take good care of Nathan, Grace smiled brightly. Soon we'll all be family. I hope everyone will look after me, the new member. Watching them so happily in sync, my thoughts wandered. If this were my past self, hearing this news, I'd probably be smashing things or throwing a tantrum. Seeing my silence, Grace teased, Emily, not saying anything, is that because you don't like your uncle getting married? Or do you just dislike me? I snapped back to reality and caught a cruel smile flicker across her lips before disappearing. Then Grace put on a pitiful expression toward Nathan. Nathan, Emily is your niece. I don't want any conflict between you two. If she can't accept this for now, I can leave for a while. Nathan frowned at me, his gaze sharp. Grace is your aunt now. If I see you making a sour face at her again, don't blame me for being harsh. Got it? This time, I didn't want to get involved between them anymore, but they wouldn't let me be. I barely had an appetite, and now it was completely gone. I casually replied, got it, and turned to leave. Nathan slammed the table. Come back and eat. Don't throw a tantrum just because I said a few words. Where did you learn this bad habit? I had already decided to leave soon. I didn't want to argue with them in my last days here. Seeing the anger in Nathan's eyes, I sat down and picked at my food. Then I stood up, smiling. Uncle, and Grace, I'm done eating. I'm heading upstairs. You two enjoy your meal. Not long after I went upstairs, someone pressed the bedroom door handle from outside. Nathan entered with a serious expression. Chapter 2, you should knock before coming in. Nathan's brow furrowed deeper at my words. Suddenly, he asked, are you avoiding me? Or is Grace upset with me? Men and women are different. I don't want your aunt to misunderstand. I shook my head and bowed playfully. I'm really happy you're with Grace. I wish you both a lifetime of happiness. I deliberately acted cheeky, but he seemed oddly angry. Are you sure that's how you really feel? At your 18th birthday, you kissed me while I was drunk and asleep. At 20, you stood outside my door all night. At 22, during graduation trip, you buried a stone with both our names under the matchmaker's rock. His lips curled into a malicious smile as I stared in shock. Emily Quinn, you don't think I didn't know all that, do you? You thought you did well, but there were so many cracks. Everyone in the Quinn family saw clearly that you liked me. He gently lifted my wrist, his eyes full of superiority. I was adopted by my parents before you were born. Even without blood ties, I'm still your uncle. Yet you developed feelings for me that you shouldn't have. What angers me most is that you knew I liked Grace but kept opposing her at every turn. In this room with no one else, he unleashed all his bitterness. So you should be grateful you never confessed to me face to face. Because if you had, I'd only feel disgusted. Though I had let go of my feelings for him this time, hearing those words still made my heart ache. I lifted my head, stubbornly meeting his eyes, seeking an answer from my past self. Am I really that bad in your eyes? Then what did you think you were to me? He withdrew his hand and wiped his fingers with a tissue. Even though I was drugged last night, I wasn't completely unconscious. I saw the desire in your eyes. Let me tell you, if you had really done anything last night, I would have killed you. He tossed the tissue at me. Just touching me makes me feel dirty. I never knew he had hated me for so long. I pressed my lips, holding back tears. Luckily, I had already let him go. Otherwise, knowing this truth would have broken me. I understand. I'll be more careful from now on. I lowered my head. Just then, my overseas advisor had emailed me, approving my admission. In my remaining time, I didn't want to fight for anything. But Nathan had even crueler words. He walked to the window, glanced outside, then turned back. The guest room where Grace sleeps is damp. She's uncomfortable. This room gets the best sunlight. Move out today and let her have it. Sunlight slanted through the window, casting him in light. I found it hard to read his expression. His voice turned cold. What? You don't want to? I lowered my head, trying to sound neutral. No, it was your room originally. You can give it to whoever you want. This room had belonged to Nathan long ago. When I was 7 and fell into the water, I caught a chill for a while. He took it upon himself to give me the sunniest room. I almost forgot he had once been kind to me. But now he had someone else he preferred. So he gave all his favoritism to her without reservation. Nathan narrowed his eyes. Are you really okay with this? I nodded. When the servants had almost moved all my things to the other room, Nathan still saw no reaction from me and finally spoke. You used to cry and throw fits if I was nice to others. Now you're suddenly so sensible? What's your scheme? He tapped me. I don't care what you're thinking. If you hurt Grace, don't blame me for being ruthless. You know what I'm capable of. The servants moved the last box into the guest room. I stepped inside and, before closing the door, looked back. A sensible, obedient niece, that's what you always wanted, right? I don't want to target anyone. I just want no one to disturb me. I shut the door, blocking his credit or something else. He was angry, but I didn't want to coax him like before. Chapter 3, I refused to placate Nathan, and he sulked, ignoring me. Grace deliberately showed affection to Nathan in front of me, but since I ignored her, she couldn't say much. Life went smoothly for a while. Until Grace got pregnant. Nathan and she were thrilled, and the once quiet Quinn household became lively again. After the wedding date was set, my overseas application was approved. I booked a flight for the day of their wedding. That night, Nathan pushed open my door. You didn't knock. He looked surprised at my sudden remark. I only said a few words. Are you still sulking? Nathan lightly scolded me, then asked, I got a text today. You used the overseas fund left by your brother and sister-in-law. Are you running away from home? I clenched my fists, forcing a calm expression. Seeing my silence, he laughed bitterly. There's a limit to sulking. If I don't coax you, will you never talk to me again? I shook my head. I hope you mean it. His tone turned cold. Since Grace came, you've been giving her the cold shoulder. I know you don't like her, but we're about to marry. Can you consider me? If you fight with her, I'm the one caught in the middle. His gaze sharpened. Or are you still hoping I'll marry you? I'm not, I denied. I've always seen you as the uncle who raised me. Nathan sneered. Enough of that. Say it to others, not yourself. He took off my phone case and pulled out a paper cream folded inside. You wouldn't carry this if you'd really let go. That cream was folded by Nathan when I was 7 and sick after falling into water. He'd heard that folding 1,000 paper creams could bless someone with health. Unfortunately, the package got wet on the way to the hospital, and only this one survived. I treasured it like a gem. Then Nathan casually tapped on several items gift for holidays or other occasions scattered all over my room. You move rooms but still set all this up, you still say you don't like me? Finally, he threw the paper cream back onto the bed. Grace is pregnant now. She can't be upset. Put these away. If she sees them and gets unhappy, and you two fight, I'll be the one suffering. He paused, then added, even if you don't see these things, you should clear your mind and put away those feelings you shouldn't have for me. Okay. I nodded. These things were arranged by servants according to the old room layout. I planned to throw them out before leaving, so I hadn't touched them. Now was a good time to clean up. Are you tidying or destroying? Emily, can you be gentler? That paper crane is made of paper, you'll crush it if you just toss it like that. I looked down at the faded crane. Its once flat wings were now crushed and misshapen. Nathan had thrown it carelessly, but I couldn't bear to treat it that way. His eyes turned icy. I thought you'd listen, but you're still sulking. You think acting like you can't let go will change my mind? Let me tell you, it won't. He took a breath. I wanted you to stay home, but now I think it's better you go abroad to clear your head. At least you won't annoy me all the time. Remembering something, he grabbed his phone and quickly transferred some money to me. Since you're going abroad, here's some extra. You're not young anymore, you should see more of the world. Before leaving, he softened his tone. Maybe you've always followed me around and haven't seen much. Go out and look around. You might realize your feelings for me aren't romantic. I will. Good night, Uncle. I lowered my gaze, calming my emotions. Reborn, I had let go. On the wedding day, the Quinn household was busy from early morning. I left quietly with my suitcase after one last look at my room. The long-awaited wedding arrived. Nathan changed into a suit early. But just as he was about to fetch Grace, he felt a sudden emptiness and found himself standing outside my room. Thinking that I hadn't been seen since morning, Nathan pushed open the door. Today's my wedding day. Don't sleep in. The room was spotless but empty. Chapter 4. The rest of his words caught in his throat. Nathan soon let go. She loved him so much she probably couldn't bear to watch Grace get into the wedding car. So she ran ahead to the reception. Just then, the car horn sounded outside, and Nathan thought of Grace's baby. After all these years, he was finally marrying his beloved Grace and soon they'd have a child. The thought made him restless with excitement. He left and joined the wedding procession. After passing many obstacles, Nathan finally entered Grace's room. Her custom wedding dress made her even more beautiful, the woman he had loved for so long.